And we'll get started with the next section, which is getting started with TBEST 5. So as we mentioned earlier, TBEST 5 is the latest and really kind of a rewrite of TBEST 4.8. And it includes some technology updates, which the new GIS engine, which is a kind of a runtime GIS engine, and it's called ArcGIS Maps SDK for .NET. And we have a new database engine, which is called SQLite. And we also use Esri mobile geodatabases. So these are all lighter weight tools that we can easily deploy with TBEST, and it makes our deployment much, much easier to use these new technologies. And it also improves performance and still integrates with the Esri platform very well. We also have a familiar and streamlined UI. So if you've used TBEST 4.8 in the past, it should be familiar to you how TBEST 5.0 is set up. So you shouldn't have too many problems with starting to use it. There are updated graphics and themes. There is support for scaling for HD displays as well. So just keep that in mind that TBEST 4.8 really didn't support anything over 100% scaling. So this new version does. And then finally, performance ridership estimation model runs up to 2 times faster than it did in previous versions. So, just kind of overall technology and performance updates for all of TBEST. All right, some new features in TBEST 5, shared workspaces. They are basically areas where you can create folders up on a shared drive within your organization and store transit systems in that shared drive, and multiple people can come in and access those transit systems. So if you're familiar with TBEST 4.8, basically everything was on the desktop, so you couldn't share out information through your organization very well. So this workspace, shared workspaces, allows you to do that by basically creating an area where you can store service planning or strategic planning or project-specific transit systems that may be accessible to certain folks that you want to be working on those projects, and then anyone can get to them. So we'll talk about that more later, but it's a brand new feature which will help with a lot of organizational type sharing in TBEST. Network editing, much improved from TBEST 4.8. So there's a lot of improvements that, including a statistics bar, a network editing toolbar, segment endpoint numbers, and just lots of tools to make it a lot more streamlined and easy to use. So we'll be going over those later today. ArcGIS Online integration, as I mentioned, any map that you create in TBEST can be exported to ArcGIS Online and then stored in your own account, so in your organizational account. You can also add data from ArcGIS Online, so any layer that you would want to add from ArcGIS Online, whether it's within your organization or a public layer, you can add that into your map within TBEST and use it for analysis. And then light mode. So we have a new light mode in TBEST, which essentially allows you to run and use TBEST without an ArcGIS Pro license. So it really makes it so that more and more people can access TBEST, even though not everyone necessarily needs to be an editor, because within light mode, there is no editing capabilities. It really is just kind of reporting and analysis without editing. So it basically opens it up, especially combined with the workspaces, where if you just have an ArcGIS Online account, you can log into TBEST in light mode, and you can look at all the information that maybe an editor has created and do your own analysis and reporting without any license, any ArcGIS Pro license at all. So it's a great new way to share TBEST out with the organization. And so just keep that in mind as you're using TBEST. Bus stop balancing, a whole new tool set for that. We had a bus stop balancing in previous versions, but we've revamped it, and it's greatly improved in TBEST 5. And finally, market assessment and reporting. So this is a new tool as well where you're able to produce not only market analysis for routes, for stops, for mobility areas, and even map layers. So any map layer that you would post into the TBEST, any polygon map layer, you can do assessment reporting for a map layer. So any polygon map layer. So we'll go over that in detail tomorrow, but it's a new feature that allows much more robust reporting and analysis for many different types of inputs. Okay, so in terms of deployment, simplified installation, ArcMap is not required, or SQL Server, that was TBEST 4.8. There really are no third-party tools that are required to be installed. The only exception to that is it requires Microsoft.NET Framework 4.8.1, which is normally pre-installed, but that would be something that your IT department can easily install on a Windows 11 machine. So the digitally signed runtime files comply with corporate software security policies. So in TBEST 4.8, we had some problems with that. So in 5.0, we've made sure that everything is signed, digitally signed, so that it's gets past the Microsoft and corporate firewalls. So it's installed by a local administrator or via corporate software management system. So if you have a corporate software system that deploys your software to you, it can be deployed in that manner as well. It's a smaller footprint, secure installation, and seamless user startup experience. All right, so in terms of Esri licensing, basically whenever you start TBEST, you're going to be asked to log in every time. And that basically connects you with both an Esri license, whether it's a ArcGIS Pro Basic, Standard, Advanced license, if you have it assigned to your account. But it also connects you to your corporate ArcGIS Online, so that whenever you're posting information to ArcGIS Online, it knows where to put it. It puts it into your account. So it's connected to that. So, and I mentioned the TBEST Lite mode. Whenever you log in, if you have a public account or an account that doesn't have a license attached to it in terms of the ArcGIS Pro license, TBEST will still open. It will open in light mode. So you just need an ArcGIS Online account of some sort to be able to open TBEST and start using it. And TBEST doesn't store any access your ArcGIS Online account credentials. That's all handled through the Esri login. Okay, so what about ArcGIS Pro? So in most cases, Pro installation is not required, and really, I would say 99% of the cases at this point, it is optional to have it. If you do have it installed, and you have it licensed, then TBEST will use it to improve some of the spatial data processing that happens within TBEST. But really, that's kind of minor, and it's purely optional. The only required place is if you have older TBEST 4.8 data that you want to convert to TBEST 5, then we have a tool that allows you to do that. But it does require that ArcGIS Pro is installed. So really, that's kind of a one-off where not many people would be doing that. So like I said, 99% of the time, you're not going to need ArcGIS Pro installed to run TBEST. All right, so as TBEST evolves, we will be deploying updates. You probably have seen this button if you've used TBEST at all, where we have a TBEST 5. We have this update available button that pops up when there's an update that's been posted to the TBEST website. If you click that button, if you're an administrator, an IT administrator, then you can install on your machine and you're logged in as that, then you would be able to install the update just using that button. If you're not an administrator, it will tell you basically give you the release notes for the version that's available, and then not allow you to install it, but tell you, hey, you need to get a IT administrator in to help you out and install this new version. So basically, it's this is newer to TBEST 5, where we're displaying it prominently when new versions are available, and then you can easily download and grab those updates. Okay, so this is the legacy data migration tool, which is a part of TBEST 5. It allows you to bring over TBEST 4.8 data, transit systems, data packages, workflow support tool results, and basically allow those data to work in TBEST 5. I think most of our users were new users. Maybe some additional folks have joined since then our original poll, but basically, if you have TBEST 4.8 data, you want to convert it to TBEST 5. This is your method for doing that. We're not really going to cover this tool as part of the training, but if you do have questions about it, certainly it's part of the user guide. And if you have a question during the training, you can certainly ask. Um, but it does require that TBEST 4.8 is installed, 5.0 is installed, and ArcGIS Pro is installed all on the same machine. That is the how you would get this tool to work. Okay. And just some more information about the migration tool. It retains the ridership estimation for the model validation from TBEST 4.8, but you really should revalidate it once you get it to 5. The network scenarios will reference the TBEST land use model 5.0 unless you have another model structure that is your own unique model structure, then it wouldn't automatically convert it and you would definitely need to revalidate it. So this is described in the user guide in section 2.5. So if you have any questions about that, please do let us reference that or let us know.